Thank you, Madam Speaker. I now recognize the gentleman from California, Mr. LaMalfa, for 5 minutes.
The gentleman from California is recognized.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity. As a Californian resident and also as a California businessman, we have a farm in Northern California where we actually operate 3 highway trucks. And I would probably only have 2, except for state mandates, make it to where one of my older trucks, which is a fine running vehicle, is only allowed 1,000 miles per year to operate under an agricultural situation. So I had to buy yet another truck that was newer than 2011 in order to be able to comply with these mandates. And so soon after, when the state has said, well, if you buy a 2011 or newer engine powered truck, you're going to be good for a long time. That's until they change their mind and take away what many people did. It was purchase in good faith vehicles they thought would last for maybe 20 years, 25 years, or whatever their needs are. Especially talk about mom and pop operations that don't buy new trucks with massive turnover, like operations with many, many trucks in their fleet that run them 500,000 miles and turn them over. So what we have with these mandates is more and more difficulty to even operate trucks. And there's an old saying, if you got it, a truck brought it. Well, in California, you may not be getting it anymore, because by the time 2035 comes around and they ban the sale of internal combustion engine trucks and cars in California, what are we going to replace them with? And that takes no account for the great strides that are made to make cleaner running diesel engines in all these vehicles, and gas engines in automobiles and pickups. With the technology, we have to add this DEF fluid to our vehicles to make sure that they're running in compliance. And so what credit is given to that as a transition to more and more of these trucks meeting this mandate helps deliver cleaner air quality? No credit is given. It's just more mandates. CARB sits down there in Sacramento thinking up more and more mandates all the time, taking away barbecues and gas-powered stoves and gas-powered everything, even gas-powered generators. I still don't know what you're supposed to replace a generator with if you can't power it on gas or diesel when the power goes off. So it's ridiculous what's coming down the pike. And so where California goes, there's several other states that want to follow as well because they think we got it going on with these mandates. So you take away these trucks, you take away the ability to have diesel-powered vehicles, which diesel, like it or not, is going to power things for many decades to come, because the technology for batteries and the generation of electricity that's needed to keep all these going on the grid. I mean, if you have, say, in a neighborhood where 3 or 4 cars and 3 or 4 homes are electric vehicles requiring that power supply, you have to change the power lines in the transformer in the neighborhood by the time just a few of these vehicles are in place due to the intense load that's required to fast charge these vehicles, let alone a truck fleet in a particular area. If there's 50 trucks or whatever in an operation, all required to be on electricity and charging overnight, the grid people are going to laugh at you on that. And this is at the same time as in California they're removing hydroelectric dams. They may not renew the nuclear power plant at San Luis Obispo, known as Diablo Canyon. They got a 5-year extension a couple years ago. Is it going to go beyond that? That plant alone represents 9% of the power grid of California. So they keep taking away the generation of power. They don't permit the new generation of power, except for wind and solar, where they want to turn farms in Central Valley into now solar farms, perhaps. Well, take a look at the Ivanpah installation down in Southern California, where 2/3 of that is being shut down, where they have the giant tower and the mirrors all pointed at it. That one's being shut down due to the economics on that. So the economics on renewable power don't work out. Where's the power going to come from? Who's going to drive the trucks? How are you going to get deliveries when these vehicles aren't purchased? The price of these is 2.5 times what a regular truck costs. Now, if people would pass my legislation on the federal excise tax, making the $20,000 to $30,000 of additional tax, a tax that was put in place to pay for World War I on the price of new trucks, maybe people have a little more relief. But we do not need this mandate. The federal government should not be giving California more waivers. Back in the 60s, sure, when things were bad in Southern California, but air quality has improved vastly due to these vehicles, and other measures have been taken. Agriculture's had the ability to burn its refuse and its clippings and tree removal and all that. That's been banned in the San Joaquin Valley now. So, there's a lot of strides or moves being made, yet They are never satisfied at CARB in Sacramento, and other states are going to monkey see, monkey do what California does to the detriment of all consumers. So all prices of goods delivered, the prices of production, where trucks haul the raw materials and the finished products from field or forest or mine to be manufactured, refined, what have you, the prices just go up across the board. We don't have the battery technology to have these trucks go more than really 150 miles, whereas diesel-powered trucks, depending on how many tanks they put on there, could go 400 miles. So with that, we need to reject new waivers.
The gentleman's time
and
has
put this
expired.
through. I yield back. Thank you.
I reserve.